So I've made a nice list, and I'm just going to kind of fill your mind with some wonder nuggets of what these past 12 months have bestowed upon me. The biggest ever way that you can get one over on somebody is not to hate them, not to look for revenge, but actually enjoy your life. Do everything that makes you happy, smile, and be in such a better place. So whether it's somebody that bullies you, somebody that's broke your heart, somebody that is just horrible at work, the best thing you can do is just not let it get to you. Hold your head high and enjoy life, because that's the most painful thing for anybody to see, is that you're happy when they're not. That's a nice bitter start, isn't it? The second thing that I've learned is that braces are like advent calendars. I had my teeth straightened. It's incredible, and I'm really happy with my new smile. And I love how when you eat something, when you've got braces, you're so careful how you chew and you're kind of picking it out your teeth and everything. You'll randomly get like a lump of chocolate wiggle its way free and hit your tongue. You'll be like, I found some more food. Now that I don't have braces, I don't find hidden food in my teeth, and I'm a little bit disappointed by it. And quite a few people ask me for blowjobs when I have braces, which was a bit creepy. I would have thought they'd be a bit scared of it, like Piranha 3D or something, or Jaws. You know, like people, when there's trolls online and they'll write like a nasty message or comment about you, or they report your pictures. They're normally quite cowardly and they hide behind like fake names, or if it's a woman, they'll give themselves a man's name, or they'll use like a different profile picture and things like that. It's quite strange. I've actually discovered that trolls only hate on people because they're so used to being hated on themselves. When they've said something nasty to you, you want to see where it's coming from. You click onto their profile and you think, oh, that's why you're nasty. But you know that they're already bullied and that somebody has already been horrible to them. So instead of being nasty to trolls, I actually say thank you, and I say have a nice day. And I realise that trolls are only trolls because they're so used to people being horrible to them, because they're horrible people. And just in return, instead of being nasty to trolls, show them that they can love and that they can be decent individuals and human beings, and they can rejoin the world with normal people who are happy. They don't have to be so miserable. Treat others as you'd wish to be treated. So when people are horrible, say thank you very much, have a nice day, and they will just lose their head. It's brilliant. I've also learned your biggest fans are your haters. They go so far out of their way to follow everything you do. They'll sit up at 2 or 3 in the morning and look through your things to report pictures. And you think, wow, you've really gone out of your way to really hate on me. That is dedication. It takes knowledge, it takes research, and it takes a lot of effort for them to be such a hater. Credit where credit is due. Haters, they put in the time. They really do put in the time. You know, if somebody horrible is following you and you say nothing but nice things, eventually it might rub off on them, you know, and they're going to get some happiness in their life. So haters, I love you. When you are having the hardest time in your life, that's when you grow the most as a person. So when you're at your weakest, you find the most strength that you've ever thought was possible. I had breast reconstruction, and from that I then went on to do bodybuilding, and I realised that I thought I was in a very vulnerable and weak part of my life, but then I became the best stamina and strength-wise that I've ever been because of it. I'm a single parent, I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old. Life can be so stressful, and I'm juggling things and I'm thinking, oh my God, where am I going to get the energy, the time, the patience from? But really, when you are at your most stressed and you've got the most things going on, that's when you're the most capable of dealing with it. So when you get a spanner in the works, when you get things go wrong, or you have a lot to deal with, that's when you actually grow so much as a person. And then you turn around and think, wow, I just achieved all of that and I didn't even realise. Instead of moaning about responsibility and stress, I think, look it square in the face and say, I'm ready for you, bring it on. I've received about 3,000 pictures of men's penises, and most of them, quite shockingly, come from people who have a profile picture of them and their girlfriend or them and their wife. And I've actually come to realise that men, and probably women as well, can see the world in 2 different ways. They can be in love with somebody, they can have a family, marriage, a happy life, the perfect relationship from all accounts of what you see. And then on the side, they're messaging girls. Why would you do that when you have gold at home? Why would you go out and look for tin? Love something with their hearts and have a family and a home, and use their head to think, well, their head is probably their bell end, to then go and want to sleep with trashy girls and chat people up when their wife is stunning and their children are amazing. But in their head, they kind of think, I can detach from that. I can use my love for that and my lust for that. And it's really weird, but I think every human is capable of that. And I've come to realise that the majority of messages that I get that are really, random strangers clicking, oh, sorry for the ad, hope you don't mind the friend request. By the way, can I take you out and bomb you? That's mostly from married men. And you just think, bloody hell. And a lot of people don't realise what they have at home. They don't realise that the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's just dead and crusty and crap. A lot of people feel hard done by. They think, my life is so boring. I deserve to be going out getting drunk. I deserve to be meeting new people and not stuck at home with my wife who doesn't wear makeup anymore and shave her legs. Actually, if you go out and get drunk, you'll be hungover and you'll be moody. If you go for another woman, she'll stop shaving her legs and she'll stop wearing makeup too. Your life is amazing. Bloody open your eyes. Because this year my following has just gone boom, and I absolutely love it. Does this make me any less of a person for having pictures online in my underwear? I don't think so. Because when you're on a beach, you're going to be in public, in your pants and bra anyway. So it's not anything different that people wouldn't already see. So I think when you share pictures online in your bra and pants, and if it gets you more followers, then it obviously means that people want to see it. People want to follow. If you posted pictures in your underwear and people stopped following you, then I think that means don't do it. We don't want to see it. But at the end of the day, people only follow what they want to see. You don't go and sit in traffic when you could be driving down a clear road. Because if you hate traffic, you don't go and look for traffic to sit in, do you? I'm 27, I have 2 kids. When I post underwear pictures online, when I do that, I think, wow, you have still kind of got something. Even if it's not me, even if it's just my boobs they're looking at. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't really know what the point of that was. Another thing I've learned this year, probably more so than ever in my whole life, is that people are so fake. If you have 10 people around you, 9 of them are fake. People that you trust, people that you've known for years, friends, work colleagues, family. Everybody around you has the ability to stab you in the back. Miserable bastards. And you become a fly on the wall in life. You see groups of people, you see how they interact with each other, and you kind of watch and monitor and learn things. And that's what led me into psychology and sociology. Just because I really like kind of examining people and seeing what makes their minds tick. They'll say like, oh, I love your hair. Oh, you've got a lovely house. And then when one of them has a day off, or they're ill, or, they've gone on holiday, or they're doing something nice, the others are like, oh, I can't believe what she was wearing. Have you seen her cellulite? Who does she think she is? What a crap place to go on holiday. They just rip them to bits. The better you do for yourself, the more other people hate it. God, they can't wait to see you crash and burn. Really, the people that you can trust, you can count on one hand, and that is the way it will be for your whole life. They're the people that you might not see for a year, but when you do, you pick up exactly where you left off. Time doesn't get in the way, relationships don't get in the way. Money, everything that can totally destroy a life, that would pull people apart, that will not get in the way of a true friend. Jesus Christ, the amount of people that are around you that really don't have anything good to say about you, but just be nice to your face, that's a lot of wasted energy. You could light probably about 1 million homes with the energy that's been wasted. I'm so happy I found the fakers. I'm so happy you're not in my life anymore. I also found out that smiling changes everything. If you smile at people, no matter what you're doing, the situation just suddenly becomes amazing. Like just a minute ago, I was buying stepping stones for my garden. I went into B&Q and they looked small and kind of cute, and I thought, oh, I can pick them up. They were really heavy, like seriously heavy. So then I'm walking in high heels and I'm wearing cream and I'm picking up these slates, and I thought I'm going to walk to the front of the shop and get a trolley and then come back and put the slates in it so I can take them up to the till. And as I was walking back, I was laughing to myself, dirt all over my hands, so I picked them up outside. And I'm like, oh, what an idiot. I can't believe how heavy they were. And then 2 guys were just stood there, saw me laughing and said, oh, what's up? And then I was just like, yeah, these stones are really heavy. And so they carried them straight to the front of the queue for me, up at the till. They carried them to my car and said, have a lovely Christmas, have a great day, nice to meet you. Yeah, it was just really nice. And then I did my food shop afterwards, and a guy just had a pack of cheese. He had the exact change in his hand and was queued up between people with like massive trolleys of 50,000 items. I said, like, oh, go ahead of me. Here's a smile, go ahead of me. You've only got one thing, you poor little cheese man. And he just said, like, oh, have a great day. That's really nice. And it's just lovely. And then I got in my car and I was driving home, and some people were waiting in a queue in a car. And I said, go on, you go ahead of me, pull out. And they were like, wow, you let me go in traffic. That's so cool. And then they were like waving and smiling. And, you know, it's just like smiles infect the world, and it makes everything amazing. Even if you're covered in mud, you smash an egg on the floor, or you get caught in the rain and it messes up your makeup. Whatever you're doing, as long as you smile, it can turn the worst day into the best day ever. I actually think that what I've learned in the last year, it's been very positive, but it's come from so much negativity, from haters, from relationships ending, from losing family and friends, and things like that. And yeah, I guess it did make me bitter for a while. And I kind of thought like, oh, how dare you? You've been really horrible to me, you've been nasty, and that was really out of order. But at the same time, it's also made me realise how happy I can be. And if the bad hadn't happened, then I wouldn't have found the good. So take everything in life as a lesson, take it as a blessing, and appreciate what you have. If that's taught me anything, it's taught me to be yourself and love yourself. Not in a stick up your ass kind of way, but in a warts and all